get to the news after we do our introductions. Miss Beebe, do you want to do our introductions, please, real quick?
I'm April Beebe.
And I am Mr. Brando! And welcome to the reinstatement of the Iraqi Dinar IQD. Wow. Hasn't a lot happened since Thursday?
Too much.
Now,
I mean, I was glued to the TV last night. I was just like, oh my God.
I stick to it. I stand by it. What I said on Thursday was exactly what I stand by at this very moment. I have a new affinity for Donald J. Trump. I think what he did was absolutely necessary. And by him eliminating the ultimate terrorist on the planet, every president's done it for the last 3 or 4 presidents, whether it be Osama bin Laden, whether it be Saddam Hussein. I think President Donald J. Trump solidified himself in the book of presidents based off his behavior within the last couple days. Now, I also think that people have to understand the value of the asset that he ascertained. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people really understood when I went live. It wasn't just to toast up and be like, hey, it's a party and blah, blah, blah. It's inspirational. He killed one of probably the most evil men on earth. There's probably a few more that are just like him out there, but he killed one of the most evil men on earth. And rest in peace, you rat bastard. And I don't care about hiding my feelings behind that. You are an evil person. You killed Americans. You killed Yemens. You killed Iraqis, Iranians. You're an evil person. There's a special place in hell for you. And you know what? When you go and meet Allah, I don't think it'll be the same 40 virgins and saints that you think you'll find. Now, with that being said, I think we have to get back to a greater plot about what's going on in Iraq right now. I think people really have to really go through and really think about what's happening in Iraq, right? Mm-hmm. So let's go back to the terrorist plot, which was the American infiltration of the Iran Revolutionary Guard, right? Mm-hmm. We speculated on our other private chat that we knew that somehow, some way, that there was information gathered from one zone to another zone, right? He was picked up. Sprinter van went left, Sprinter van went right, and guess what happened? Mm-hmm. Boom shakalaka, the asset was harvested, and guess what? We are where we are today. Now, a lot of people will sit back and say, well, who's the asset? I'm not going to reveal that. I don't know who it is. I speculate who it is, but I venture to guess if you join Patreon, you can listen to the whole hour interview. We talked about it in depth, and I thought it was very interesting because we both came up with valid points, but if you saw my Facebook post or my, if you've been checking for my Twitter lately, I've been very vocal who I know who the rats are, and I wish everybody would tag, we the people are the largest bloc. You know what I'm saying? Because if you believe in freeing Iraq, then you have to believe in hiring a new PM and getting free elections underway, because if you believe in that, then you do believe in the sovereignty of the country, and you also believe in the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. Now, if we're going to get to the news, right, there's not a lot of new news. If you were staying tuned last night, if you want, can I give 2 minutes of my personal observation of last night? Iran's response to us killing my response to the Operation Martyr Soleimani. Can I give my response to that? Go ahead. My response to that was that Iran came out weak as hell. I'm going to come out and say that to you guys right now. If I can say this to you guys, if and this is the truth, President Trump punked Iran. He punked him. He won. Hands down, he won. Based upon what we know about right now, even with subsequent news articles coming out that said that they bombed the Green Zone, if it is true that they shot out 15 ballistic missiles, and remember just a few months ago, they shot out ballistic missiles that went to Saudi Arabia, and they were dead on their target, and they destroyed oil fields, and then all of a sudden they can't hit the broadside of a barn. That's what you call, I don't want no smoke, Iran. You shot off after the funeral processions on the third day of your homage to your warlord,
Mm-hmm.
You shot off, and guess what happened? You
What?
couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Now, that's funny.
But you don't think that's intentional?
No. They don't want any smoke.
No.
I told everybody they don't want any smoke.
I don't know.
With that being said,
but that foreign minister kept repeating the same thing. Like, if you'll leave.
well, I'll give you guys a little bit of insight. If you don't know it by now, 80% of the whole GOI is Shia. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The whole people that went to the funeral processions, the people that were involved in attacking the embassy, and by the way, the guy that was killed in that terrorist that was killed was also the gentleman who was in charge of Benghazi. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he was trying to create himself another Benghazi. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The attack that went off on that Air Force base was his attack. He just didn't pull off himself. Rest in hell. Now, I will say this to say this. These guys gotta understand that if you hurt an American asset or you hurt someone that's for our country, they're going to do something back to you. Now, because they shot off rockets into the desert and didn't hit anything after they strategically hit something in Saudi Arabia months ago, and they've hit tankers and they shot down drones, now they can't hit a Air Force base the size of a city. You have to look back and say, at one point it was the Americans that feared Iran. We didn't fear them, I don't think. I think we were worried about them. What's Iran going to do? What's Iran going to do? Mm-hmm. I think for once Iran woke up and said, what's President Trump going to do? This man is capable of doing anything if he killed General Soleimani. And I got to give him credit. My hat's off to him, and I have a newfound respect for our president based upon that information right there. And that he took sole credit for it. I don't care about the repercussions from the Democratic Party or any other political party. I don't claim any of you. But what I am going to say to you is this. The brass kahunas that man had to have to make that call after decisions he had made after they had shot down that drone, not to harm human life, not only to me showed intelligence, it showed empathy for people. It showed a caring for the Iranian people as a whole. And it also showed someone who gas. It's called give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And I commend him for that.
I think it's his team that surrounds him, though.
And shout them out also.
Because Oliver North pointed that out last night on CNN, too.
Yeah. I give him all the credit in the world.
And the reason why I say that... during that press conference, he almost said something, and they were like, "Hey,"
right?
Because he was like about ready to. I mean, he was turning.
Well, he was unleashing the whole clan.
He was going from orange to red,
right?
And Melania just sitting there. I'm like, get your husband, calm him down. But they had somebody else that because he was upset.
Well, and rightfully so. I mean, if someone attacks, when people have attacked you. I've gone on the offensive, and that's not even him.
But that's what I'm saying. The thing is, he is the president of the free world. You got to be a little more diplomatic, and that's why the people that surround him. Who was that? Was that Pence? Who was that? Like, oh, you can't say that. Remember?
Well, it was one of those. I think it was that general. Remember that said, "We're not trying to harm their shrines or their." Religious shrines, whatever.
Because he follows up, oh, we've got to play nice. We got to, remember?
And you know what? And yeah, you got to say that, but if someone took out their mosque.
And the thing is, a person in power in his position, normally, right? He's a businessman. He's used to off with their head. Like, hey,
right.
You're fired. I mean, he trademarked the phrase, you're fired, right? So he's used to making moves, calling orders, calling shots. And
it's the shots are fired. Boom, 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 boom. He's making shot calls.
He's not used to being diplomatic.
Or curbing his language to fit the media. Mm-hmm. And I think people got to understand that, you know what? When the bullets are whizzing by your head, sometimes you're going to say things that maybe aren't public opinion. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Because you are the leader of the free world. I've said that before. You, as a CEO, as a leader, you're going to make decisions that are not of popular demand. but you're making those decisions based upon the populace or those that you lead. And with that, I'm going to get to the news, okay?
Okay, all right.
Okay. The Prime Minister's Information Office, shortly after midnight, we received an official oral message from the Islamic Republic from Solomon that the Operation Martyr Osam Soleimani had begun. So basically what had happened was, after midnight, right before the strikes had happened, the Islamic Guard contacted Mahdi and said, hey, look, we're going to bomb this base. Word had gotten to him, word had gotten to the Americans. People had been moved around. They bombed that base, but they shot those missiles off in the desert, more for as a show of force, but more than they don't want no smoke, right? But the whole point of this was, why did they call Mahdi? Mahdi, Mr. Potato Head, is probably one of the most wretched of Iraqis that we have encountered since I thought I endorsed him a year ago when he took office. This dude is a pure Iranian puppet. He's an idiot. And Sauter, he flip-flops more than most YouTubers. He changed sides just today and said, well, you know what? We don't want the United Coalitions out. We want Iran out today. Oh. Sauter is about as helpful as 3 nipples on Daisy.